The bad beat is coming back. And just like last time, everyone is going to be a winner. That's right, if you're in any Texas Card House location when it hits, you get $100 cash. And with each day crossed off the calendar, the bad beat hand gets easier and easier to hit. So this winter season, why not get out of the cold and be playing poker at Texas Card House? Houston, Dallas, Rio Grande Valley, or Austin. No matter which poker table at Texas Card House you sit, you can and will win when the bad beat hits. We will give you cold, hard cash, $100 into your hand. Tens of thousands of dollars were handed out last time. Don't get left in the cold with Texas Card House.
All right, action is underway. You're listening to the voices of Benjamin Miney and Cooper Wise in the booth here on this Sunday night. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. And I know that we have people all over the world watching this stream, so welcome to you. It's the 10K Guarantee Big O Tournament. We do this once a month now, the first Sunday of every month. And we're happy to finally get this on the live stream table. You can see it's a lot of work to scan these cards here. A lot more work than 2 cards normally. How you doing tonight, Coop? What's up?
Oh, not too bad. Shot a bullet at this tournament. Made a small mistake that we talked about earlier, so didn't quite make it to the final table, but did get the chance to play with quite a few of these people, and obviously I've played with them a few times just out in the 125 streets, so I'd like to see how they manage a final table here.
Absolutely. We got dealer Jonathan Winfield in the booth with us tonight. Or in the box, rather, not in the booth. In the box. Ugh, words. We're looking at here, Jeremy going to go ahead and raise it up to 30K with the ace tray. And some Broadway cards, some pairs. Spoon's going to go ahead and defend his suited ace with some wheel cards in there. Of course, Myra's got kings. And here comes the flop. It is ace 9-7. See if we can get the board ready. I just want to make sure I got the right suits in mind here. Looks like 2 clubs.
Yeah, ace 7 of clubs, 9 of spades.
There we go, there we go. There she is. Looks good to me. Spoon. Looks like he's putting some money in the middle there.
Yeah, he's ripping it here with middle set, and, you know.
It makes sense.
A decent low draw, not the greatest, but both the other players get out of the way pretty quick.
Absolutely. Spoon going to go ahead and take the first one of the night down. Already got 100 of you here watching here on YouTube. Welcome to the early crowd. Most places around the world, this game is called Big O, and that's what I'm seeing this discussion. I've already started in the chat. We do call it Congress here in the room, but most players like to call it Big O anyway. Or 5-card Hi-Lo has been a popular take.
Car with RFID is sketchy.
That's not too bad once you get used to it.
So for those that don't know what we're doing here, Cooper, do you want to explain what 5-card Hi-Lo is?
Yeah, so each player is going to get dealt 5 cards. Let's see, the betting structure is pot limit, so obviously the maximum you can bet or raise is the amount that's in the pot. It's a split pot game, meaning that half the pot is going to be awarded to the best high hand, similar to PLO High, and then half the pot, if there is a low on the board, meaning that 3 cards on the board are unpaired and lower than 8, hence the term PLO 8, there will be half the pot awarded to the low side of the pot. So you'll see the hands like wheel aces, aces with a deuce 3 or 4, ace deuce being the most popular, being the ones that people are going to play the most often. And yeah. Did I leave anything out?
No, it sounds good to me.
So this is going to be one of the interesting things about running the Congress game on the live stream is the fact that if a hand doesn't read, you're not going to be really able to see the equities. And also, if this hand gets all in, the graphics are a little crazy here, but we'll try to keep up with the action as best we can.
Yeah, we can follow the board to the best of our abilities. Both of us pretty knowledgeable in the game here. We can keep up. It does look like it was a raise from Jerry, and Spoon did call.
Spoon led for pot, and then Jerry re-raised pot also.
I see. That makes a lot of sense. So we're seeing a turn here of the deuce of spades brings in the backdoor flush draw, and the low is present.
Jerry has 30.
Jerry with, looks like it's a set of 5s at the moment, and a working low draw.
Spoon has 2 pair and a working 4 here, so he's playing a 75 low. And
9
Jerry,
spades comes in.
Jerry is technically playing a 6.
He's playing
No, he doesn't have
76, right?
6 deuce, 7 6 5 deuce, ace. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's playing 6, 7 6, and Spoon is playing 7 5.
Correct.
But the graphics are a little off here, so the stack size is going to be a little wonky, but.
Bottom of that one.
You know, the first time we're doing Congress on the stream, or I think the second.
We've done it a couple times in the cash streets, but never in a tournament format.
Right. It's been a while since we have, so we're trying to get those kinks worked out with the great software that we're working with. But this ended up being a chop pot. Jerry did have the best hand as far as the high hand in the set of 5s. Spoon did have the better low. So we'll be on to the next hand here. Thanks for the sub, Harley Davidson. Appreciate it. You can see those graphics trying to catch up with us now.
Like I said, it's only the second or third hand that we're doing here. I have no faith that Tyler's going to smooth out all the kinks and be smooth sailing for the rest of the final table here.
Cooper, you're normally in the back of house here, the back end of the stream.
This is true.
This much is true, and you know all the lingo. You know what's going on. So glad you're here to work it out with us.
Make a little bit of sense to it, because I know it's a little crazy whenever it starts changing back and forth between cameras and players, and not really much has happened.
Hope everyone's having a great night out there. Dr. Sung says greetings from China. Welcome.
With the blinds being 5 and 10,000 right here, you don't look around. I mean, there were 50 entrants in the tournament today. There's not just a ton of tournament chips in play, so the ICM implications are pretty big. You saw Myra fold a wheel ace there. It wasn't suited, but you can tell that under the gun, she just doesn't even want to deal with it.
9-9-4 on the flop. 2 spades. Neither player with 2 spades. Jeremy's just going to take it down with a bet.
Everybody folds all the.
Congress, a very popular, or Big O, a very popular game down here in the Dallas area. Awesome to see a lot of our room regulars here at this final table, of course. Seeing every single one of these players in our cash streets. Dealt to them, of course, numerous times.
You don't normally see Jerry in the cash Congress streets, but if there is a tournament around, sure you will find Jerry at it.
Book it.
tournament crusher extraordinaire.
Let me look at this one.
Commentaries from the back room. Who lives in the commentaries?
If I don't like that card, can I get the other one?
This was a $365 buy-in for a 10K guarantee. They did hit the guarantee and some. They are up to $15,000 in the prize pool. First place getting a little over $4,000. Soon with ace deuce and a pair of fours. I'm try and set mine. Also has spades. Jeremy with a beautiful loaded Broadway hand here with an ace tray too.
Jeremy will be looking to flop his key card of the deuce here to give himself the nut low draw and perhaps the nut low. It doesn't come.
King 6-6 is the flop. Ace king is Jeremy's high hand. Spoon with nothing really to work with here. Gonna have to just get out of the way. Only one low card on the board. Jeremy takes it down with the bet. Blinds are currently 5,000, 10,000. No big blind antes in Congress.
With the PLO tournaments in general, Travis doesn't want to be too harsh on the dealers as far as calculating pot goes, as far as the ante and what have you.
Yeah. To keep it running efficiently here.
Not my rules, I'm just enforcing them.
It's just nice to have two blinds to work with.
You look around the table, it looks like KO Mike's going to be the big stack with around 300K, so that's only about 30 big blinds. So I would expect to see players starting to give it in here with, somewhat marginal hands, maybe not the suited double aces with, 3 other wheel cards.
See if that will be the case, at least starting now. You see a lot of these players folding hands that you might not expect to fold, but in Congress / Big O, it's really good to be playing hands that have good chances to win the high hand and the low hand.
Just like Wayman's hand right here, he's got a suited ace along with 2 other wheel cards and 3 Broadway cards. Very good two-way hand.
Myra here, a good hand to defend her, at least her small blind lip, but of course doesn't have the greatest of low cards. Gonna try and spike a high only flop here. And unfortunately, it does come all low ones. She does have currently the best high hand, but...
And she has a gutter. I mean,
it's true.
Nothing too crazy, but whenever you look at both Mac and Wayman, who have flopped the nut low, it's not uncounterfeitable because of the 4 comes. Obviously, there are wheels out there. But Wayman's going to go ahead and bet it here with current nut low. He's got backdoor spades, although they are no good, as we can see from Mac having the ace-high spades.
See Myra just folds her kings there. Pretty standard here. You don't want to just be losing 2 sets, but now, of course, we see the king come on the turn. A little sick, but...
Even still, you're playing it half the pot.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's not necessarily made because the board's not paired yet, so, I mean... Obviously, you hate to see the king peel off, but this is why you like to fold those so that you're not committed at this point.
Players are heads up here.
Looks like he's going to bet the pot there.
Looks like the high hand is currently ace tray.
Pair of 3s?
Yep.
Yes, a pair of 3s with an ace kicker. Does appear to be the high.
Eugene Green in the chat asking a good question of what is the best starting hand. Is it ace, king, queen, deuce 3, or ace, deuce 3, 4?
I think the equities really run relatively similar. A lot of it plays out post-flop, and especially with the game playing out pot limit, it's not like a lot of the times whenever you're deep stack especially, you don't get a lot of all-in pre's, and there's a lot of room to move with post-flop. So either one of them I'd be grateful to have.
Absolutely. We see an ace come on the river, and that gives 2 pair here for Wayman for the high hand. Yep, absolutely.
And then the same low.
Yep, and they have the same
ace
low. So what happens in this scenario, Cooper?
So this is going to be 3/4. Wayman is going to get half the pot for his 2 pair aces and 3s, and Mac is going to get half of the other half, as well as Wayman with the ace 4. A lot of the times this ace coming on the river will counterfeit lows. Like say for example, Mac had a 6 here instead of an 8. He would win with the 64 low because Wayman is playing the 7 on the board. However, this isn't the case because Mac has the 8. And both of them were playing the same low and had a made low to begin with.
So we're going to see a 3/4 or quarter and 3/4 scenario, just like Cooper did say. Wayman taking the best of it, having the high locked up with 2 pair. We will be moving it on to the next one. You can see the payouts here. They did a little bit of restructuring to give 7th and 8th place $400. Gives them a buy-in and a little bit of gas money to go along with it for their trouble making it to the final table. And the payout for first place is just over $4,000. If you're just joining us, thank you so very much for tuning in. It's our Big O final table, 10K guarantee. We do have $15,000 in the prize pool. Listening to Benjamin Miney and Cooper Wise, one of our producers here.
Yes.
Lucky to have you. You're always out there trying to fill the cash games and whatnot, so a lot of our players are familiar with you. But if you're not, he's the man. Cooper is the guy. The infamous Cooper. Ask
Yes.
Cooper. Cooper's in charge.
Doesn't fit my style too much because I like to be incognito.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're here.
Yes. This is the position I've chosen for myself. Make the best of it. Got a lot of downtime on the Congress just to deal out the cards and whatnot.
Yeah, these cards are really thick, so we don't want to risk any misdeals or anything like that, so I don't blame Jonathan for going a little bit
certainly
slower.
not. Yeah. I'd rather go slow and make sure that I don't flip over a card than go quickly and risk it.
Absolutely.
Jerry with the trips in his hand, giving a call.
Everyone loves to see trips in their hand in any PLO game. Of course, that's sarcasm. 'Cause you can only play 2 cards at the end of the day for the high part. Board will come Jack, 8, 9, Rainbow. Looks like Queen 9 is currently the best hand.
Pair of 9s in the lead.
8s do come on the turn. And there's now Badugi on the board. No flush will be coming in this hand.
This is important too with the board pairing with the 8. There's no possibility of a low, so they're strictly playing PLO high now.
And Ann does have the best hand with queens and 9s. 2 pair, says Ann, that is good. Queens and 9s is better than ace queen playing queens and 8s, so she will take the high.
You're right, I am happy, Jerry.
You'll notice that a lot in the 5-card games, there's not a lot of aggression whenever people don't have necessarily made hands or the nut draws. Because whenever you're playing a 5-card game and dealing out 8 hands, if there's a hand to be found, it's there.
Yes.
So, no reason to push your luck.
Hey, shout out to Mitch Lloyd in the chat. Says, hey, Ben, good to see most of the final table are regulars. Absolutely. Good to see you there, my friend. Mitch was with me that was last night, right? I'm losing track of time.
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah. That was last night for our 20K guarantee no limit hold'em tournament. We have every Saturday. Mitch was there in the booth with me. What's up, my guy?
Aces are not necessary. You know that. You play this game.
That's why I folded it. That's why I'm like, I'm not going to play ace 6, 9. Where's the below?
Mitch says, I've dealt these cards and it's like pitching pizza box tops. I would concur.
You know, my friends are going to go,
I'm not sure if they have the bridge-sized RFID technology yet, which we are used to in the poker room with our bridge-sized cards.
That's what I was saying. There should be some sort of indicator, like on the blackjack table.
But they would be nice.
When you play the bonus, it lights up.
Spoon here with a pretty nice suited ace and some wheel cards here, worth probably playing a little bit.
Like Nintendo.
Notice him hesitating here because it really is one of those hands that's,
It's right on the middle.
yeah, you don't want to call because if somebody pots it behind you, you really just have to fold because your hand's really not that strong. But, you know, if you raise it, I mean, the same scenario is going to come into play, especially here whenever you see someone like Myra who's got the aces with the deuce alongside it.
Yep, so Myra's got aces with the deuce, which is a great hand to be potting with. And now Spoon is in that scenario.
He's committed himself.
He is now committed, and he is all in. We will go heads up for a run out.
You notice their equities on the high are really quite similar.
Which is really crazy to think that when you, normally in Hold'em, when you have aces versus ace-jack or anything of the like, it's much more of a dominating scenario. But when you have 3 more cards to the mix.
And I guess the suit, especially on the ace, obviously, for Spoon with spades, gives you that extra little bit. Along with the 7-5-4 being a little bit more connected of straight cards than 7.
Queen 10-8. Ace-jack does have some outs here. Looks like aces. Ace-jack actually hits Broadway on the river, and that is the nuts.
Like, nuts for Spoon.
Ace-jack's the nuts. Takes the pot. Doubles up. Through Myra. Nice hand.
Myra flopping an open-ender there, turning the nut low draw, and then bricking it all, which is very typical in college.
Well then, hold it.
Now he's been over time. He wants to go.
Can't even see your eyes there, sir.
It's a late night here in Dallas. It's 11:30 p.m. and we're so glad that you guys are still here to watch us. It's a late night. So thank you for being here. If you haven't already, hit that like button and the subscribe button just to show a little bit of love to the stream. Let our directors and executive producers know that you enjoy watching our content. And you can see here, these cards are kind of the worst. Maybe it's time to get some new ones.
The thing is, we actually have got new ones in,
You don't say.
but using them on a stream like this will cause them to deteriorate much faster than using them on the Hold'em streams. So we're trying to
So we're on the last leg of these cards until they essentially split in half.
make two, yes. Plus, with the supply chain shortage of the entire world, getting RFID cards like these that are made in China isn't necessarily the easiest thing to do right now, and other ones are in high demand as well. So it's a bit of a dilemma whenever it comes to getting RFID cards at the moment.
All right, Spoon. Got a nice hand to fold here.
Whenever you said nice, I was like, oh, where's he going with this?
Nice hand to fold.
Excellent hand to fold.
Jerry might try to be going all in here with a suited ace and the ace tray 5. It's a nice hand to get it in there with.
Fire with aces back to back. No
Yeah.
deuce to go along with it this time, but does have a suit on one of her aces.
Can't tell it's Jerry. No, Jerry's not all in. He still has 45K back. So they will go heads up here. Aces versus ace jack again. Queen 8-5 this time. Myra with aces is still good for the high.
Jerry's got the low pretty much locked up if it comes, although Myra's hand is very nice for the high with her pair, over pair, and a gut shot.
And the low does come in right on the turn. No sweat. Aces up will be the high hand here.
And ace 3, not low.
Yep.
Chop it up.
Chippity chip chop. That's the draw to this game, is that if you go all in, you still could chop pot. You don't have to win the darn thing.
Choppy, double choppy.
Mitch saying he says we should go old school and go back to the whole card cams in the rail. I wouldn't mind having that as just like a additional option.
You know what? I wouldn't mind that either. Or the glass.
Yeah,
The glass, the old school glass.
we don't even have to use it, you know, if as long as it's not crazy expensive, just like
I mean, 10 cameras.
we'll sponsor it. We'll do one whole card cam in the rail. So Jack Link's whole card cam.
I don't think there's anything to do.
That's what I'm saying. The only thing you can do about it, maybe they can get a shuffler or something, but it'd break the cards.
Make it better for next month, guys. Make it better for next month.
We want a green light that says we can scan too, by the way.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Jerry with aces. Got a suited one, too. He's going to be pretty much just trying to play the high here. Doesn't have much of a low draw. And Jeremy also has aces with a slightly better low draw. His aces are not suited, though. Oh, wait, no, he has the suited diamonds. He does have suited diamonds.
His clubs are crushed by Jerry, but not often that that's going to happen.
So Jerry's going to go all in here. Jeremy's going to go ahead and call with the aces, and they will run this out here. Aces and aces.
I like my queens in this position. We're actually in, but I feel like something's happening down there.
Oh, shoot. 7 deuce tray is the run out here. Flop. Jack comes on the turn. 5 on the river.
That's going to give Jeremy a 7 high straight and the nut low. So he's got nut here. He's got a wheel and the 7 high straight. That makes in Congress, the 6 is a very powerful card whenever you're playing high-low, especially whenever the wheel is going to be the nuts in a lot of cases, and people are going to be thinking it's good for the high. But a lot of times, whenever there's a 5 out there, a 6 high straight or 7 high straight is possible, giving you a scooper or potentially a 3/4ing type hand.
We saw Jeremy take the whole pot there, stacking Jerry in 8th place. A great tournament for you, Jerry. Have a great one. $400 going your way.
Very respectable of the players to not only pay 1 bubble boy, but 2, or bubble lady in this instance, or potential instance. But yeah, taking a couple $100 off first, second, third, and fourth to essentially give back the money for the tournament entry for 7th and 8th is always a commendable thing to do.
Myra was suited 10-9 with ace tray. She's going to call. Wayman with ace king and ace deuce.
Probably going to come in for a raise here if I were to guess.
She's going to get folds around here. Spoon had ace tray but doesn't want to get into a raised pot with it really in that position.
Myra wants to see a flop though.
Absolutely, and she will. So let's go. Heads up to a flop. Queen 10-7 monotone, all clubs, and of course Wayman flopping the stones here for the high, and only 1 low card on the board, so he's going to try and get it in there now. Try to avoid a potential chop pot here. Of course, he is drawing to a 3/4 scenario at worst.
Almost would have favored a check in that situation because you have so much of the board locked up. But I mean, when you have ace deuce there, if it were to go runner low, obviously you've got that. But along with the nut flush, I think maybe like let her catch up a little bit. Maybe hit a little something to put in the rest of her stack.
Ace deuce. Ace high club. Ace deuce just in case someone decides to come.
I would guess the reasoning there from his point of view is to avoid a set pairing the board. I think that was pretty much it.
All right, I'm always a fan of taking the pot down, whether that be right away or at the end. But, I don't know.
I would imagine that's what was going through his head here. Otherwise, yeah, check would have been good, but just I've been sucked out one time too many to miss that line of that train of thought. Back here, not a whole lot to go with. Pocket sixes, no real low draw. And with a suited ace and an ace four. Ace four not quite good enough. Gonna get out of there.
She's on a very healthy stack here compared to a couple of the players at the table. So as far as the ICM implications go here, she doesn't want to tangle with somebody like Mike or Spoon, who has pretty much the exact same stack as her, and risk, being one of those very lucky bubble boys or ladies to get their money back.
Looking at pocket sevens and some middle cards here. Going up against queens. 6-5 deuce, 2 hearts on the board. No player with double hearts. If the hearts do come in, that's going to slow up a little bit of action. Myra does have the check mark though. The ace does come in on the river. She has check mark, check mark.
She's going to be playing 8-7 for high and low here, but unfortunately Mike does not have any low cards and no hearts here. So yeah, just a nice little scooper for Myra.
No, she has the nut straight.
3, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's the ace on the river. Give it a no
Have a
2.
3.
She had 3, 5. Yes. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8.
No, she has 7, 8, yeah.
5, 7, 7, 8.
She had 5, 7, 7, 8.
There's no 3.
Okay, it's good. I have no nobody.
I was gonna say,
I have nothing.
because even if you have 2 pairs, you have the low.
A live 6, I guess, was her.
I'm telling you, I had
Love when players argue, but they're arguing the same point.
Oh yeah, fighting for the same team?
Yeah, just like they're both saying that Mike had nothing there, but they're saying it in like an elevated tone of voice, and it's kind of like somewhat aggressive. But y'all are on the same team here. So.
Yeah. She had the nuts versus his hand.
minus like your phone.
We got 200 of you tagging along with us tonight on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us.
I didn't show anyway. I'm bucket. I know.
Big O time.
I'm telling you, don't embarrass me. Just banish like your phone. She's not even batting. That sucks.
Alright, good to go. That was 15.
Look at what happened to that pitch.
Good job on the scanning job.
And with ace king and ace deuce, perfectly reasonable to get in there a little bit. Also, the king is suited for what it's worth. Also has a 4. Getting a couple calls. Mac will check the option.
Play a little bit of post flop action here.
I suppose so. Queen 9-5, 2 diamonds, and does have the king high diamond draw. Only one low card out there. Queen 5 is currently the best hand at showdown. It continues to be the best hand at showdown.
Wynn has got the club draw here, as well as a nice little wrap with the 6-4-3. Hitting any one of those cards would more than likely give him the high if I'm not missing anything here. Perhaps not the 6, because that would give Mac the 9 high straight, but kind of splitting hairs there.
Women with 2 pair here will make the call. We will see a river come.
He also has the queen high club draw.
Yep. River comes, pairing the board. Queen 5 is going to give Wayman a boat. 5's full, and Ann will check it over, missing everything.
And with that 5 pairing the board, only 2 low cards under, or 2 cards under 8 that are unpaired. No low out here. Playing high only.
Wayman's going to go ahead and bet 60K.
Not much Ann can do here other than fold her 2 pair 9s and 5s.
What'd you have there, sir?
I actually didn't even notice that I fought 2 pair. So I re-looked in my hand. I also had plug and also straight draw.
You know if you can see it.
Make sure you check and see if you lied or not.
Look, I have this thing. It's a full ride. Anyone, which is kind of crazy because I play down poker everywhere, so no one here has played with. I don't remember playing with any of you guys. But I have this thing. I don't lie about the hands I have. If I don't want you to know, I just won't tell you. But if I tell you, you better believe. I guarantee you will never find anyone found that I've ever lied about a hand.
Then finally you find one is focus layer.
I did bet my hand.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you go ahead and call with a mystery hand here. There it comes. Jacks. Oh, suited ace jack with pocket jacks. Not much of a low to go with, but has emergency low cards.
Jeremy with a suited ace along with an ace deuce. 2 wheel cards, but he's got 6 in there for emergency low if need be. Also jack high spades, which are good at the moment.
I like Jeremy's hand a lot. Very, very popular. Oh,
what about now?
Jesus.
Just gonna go ahead and flop the joint with ace deuce, ace full of deuces. Wayman's gonna think he's good here, I would imagine.
No low here for Jeremy. He's gonna have to tag along though.
I really like the just smooth call as a method of a pull to get Ann in there potentially if she had something like 3, 4, 5. But unfortunately, she's not in there. But
Wayman, of course, flopping trips though.
and Jeremy's hand also does need just a little bit of protection. I mean, he's not nutted up. Whenever you have the smallest possible boat with your kicker, any card, especially like the 10, could hit, you know, Wayman's unpaired cards.
We're going to see river here come the 10. Jeremy still does have a boat. Wayman still only has trips. This is a good point to make here. You have to play 2 cards in your hand. So it may look like a no limit. Wayman would have aces full of 10s, and Jeremy would also have aces full of 10s, and they would chop here. Unfortunately for Wayman, trips is what he will be playing. Jeremy, in fact, is playing ace deuce for a full house.
Makes the correct call, and he's going to go ahead and scoop a very nice pot here.
It's a huge pot, actually. 410K.
I think that puts him in the chip lead.
Oh, it's gotta. That's huge.
It's very different than the Saturday tournament yesterday where we had the 100K chips out, and you know you have the 20 stacks of the 25Ks and dealing with millions, and it's a lot easier to kind of look out there and be like, okay, 100, 200, 300,000.
Yep.
For this one.
This tournament didn't go as deep as our Saturday no limit tournament goes, so it's a little, like I said, it's a little easier to count those stacks just by looking at them.
I expected a lot more entries for the Congress tournament this week, or you know, the monthly Congress tournament. Hopefully, with the live streaming of it and doing a little bit of promoting of it, we can get a few more entries in there the next time we run it. Still another guarantee met, time and a half, 10K guarantee, 15K prize pool. Hard to beat the tournaments at TCH.
Really is. I don't think we've ever missed a guarantee, or ever had to come out one time?
Tyler
All
says
right,
one time.
One time.
I believe it. It's probably a Monday turbo and
the first morning turbo after the first 50K, and we missed it by 1 entry.
everybody was all tournamented out.
Oh, the 250K, not 50K, right? 250.
I said 50K, but
50K?
It's 250K.
Okay.
Surprised not to see Wayman raise here. That's a very beautiful hand. I would like to charge KO Mike here to see a flop, but both players taking the lower variance route here.
We're going to see a 6 come in on the turn, bringing in some straight draws and, of course, diamond draws. Straights get there, and diamond draws get in there.
You'll notice Mike has the current best high hand right now with 2 pair 6s and 5s, I do believe. but Wayman has the lion's share of the equity with his top pair flush draw and a couple overs there.
Interesting to see how that plays out in the equity. That's how PLO can be. When you add a bunch of cards to the mix, showdown by the turn does not mean you have the most equity.
Are you a fan of the scissor pitch that our boy John here is employing?
Do you want me to blast him on the stream right here, right now?
I like it, like to a certain degree. I think there's a level of control that you have with that you don't have whenever you're pinching and flicking with your fingers.
I mean, I've been told to never do it.
Yeah, of course.
So,
I mean, it's a little bit more work on your wrists and your hands and whatnot to do, especially if you're going to do it 10,000 times a day.
Yes.
But
realistically, I mean, you're exactly like you said. There's situations where you might want to do it, use more control or whatever. But I've been taught to just kind of suck it up. So it's kind of how I learned to deal.
Spoon's going to limp in here with the very beautiful PLO high only hand.
Gonna try and see all big cards on this flop. Is Spoon. And here they come. The biggest cards. 4 trade, deuce, 2 hearts.
Mike here with a very nice 6 high straight, although he's a little bit of doing as far as the low goes if Wayman here has pretty much any ace.
Deuce on the turn, pairs the board.
Very scary card for Mike, especially because he's not playing the nut side of low. That's why I see checking there.
6 comes in on the river, bringing in the hearts, and now 5-7 is the better straight.
He's going to be playing
75.
5-7 here for a 7 high straight. He says 6-7. He meant 6-5 for the 6 high straight. But it looks like Wayman's got.
I just got to see Wayman's hand here. It looks like 5-5 Jack 4 tray.
And he's playing 6-5. He's playing, yeah, it's a chop. They're playing the same low.
Yeah, they're both playing 5-4.
A 6. They have a 6 low.
6 low. 6 low.
And then Mike's got a 7 high straight.
Yes.
So, yeah, we did it.
Yay. It's tough to have to go on the fly there, not being able to see Wayman's hand the whole way down.
Right.
And that's the one reason why dealers take a little while to read the hands at showdown, because it's very easy for players that are holding their cards to see their hand and know what they have and whatnot, and be thinking about what they need to play against. Whereas dealers have to see it on the fly.
Yeah, and a lot of it happens time and time again where players may say that they have one thing and it's an honest mistake and it's something completely different, but that adds that extra layer of the dealer being like, oh wait, you don't actually have that. This is what you do have, and now does that beat this person who was thinking the previous hand or what have you? Just a little confusing sometimes.
100% chop. We both flop the same thing.
Fun schools of thought from the 2 dealers in the booth here. Jeremy's got pocket kings. Not much of a low to go with. Got to get out of the way, out of the position, of course. Myra 3 deuces, which is actually devastating for for this game.
On one hand, you can raise it because you know only one other person may have ace deuce, considering you have 3 in your hand, but more than likely taking that route will get you in more trouble than it's worth.
Queen Jack tray, rainbow on this board. Broadway draw here for Mike.
Spoon going to try and take it down with just a top pair here. And backdoor flush draws both diamonds and hearts.
Fortunately, Ann does have bottom set here, and that's about really it. And she's actually just going to get out of the way. Bottom set is actually pretty notorious for getting a lot of people into trouble for a whole run out.
Excellent play by Spoon.
Just getting it done.
Least amount of equity on either side, high and low, and just goes ahead and takes it down.
See on the TV. And that's for real, you can see it. That's for me, like, I'm a joke to see on a replay. Like, yes, you can. And that's something you made a joke see on TV or replay. Like, yes, you can.
With a wrap.
Micro-marking upon the fact that this is one of the rare situations in Congress where you can go back and check the live stream, see if the guy was trying to pull one over on you. Guys like Spoon, who I would imagine hasn't played a whole lot of live stream poker in his day, that'd be pretty advantageous information.
Really, I don't know how to play. Bottom set. I know you play the hell out of bottom set. I can't play.
Any set, man.
You can see right there, she says she doesn't like to play bottom set. And it's hard to blame her.
Mike said give him any set, though.
Well, that's we're all saying well here.
She's behind, she's behind.
Well is about the best that I could say.
And if you're ahead, you're coin.
Garbage here for Mac. Aces with ace deuce tray. Wow, this is a beautiful hand. Unfortunately, the aces aren't suited with the other cards, but still an amazing hand.
King high flush draw.
Yeah, king high
so
flush draw
if
still
the ace
good.
of clubs comes out, you'll have top set and perhaps the nut flush draw. So
Well, that's
not the worst.
a dream.
Yeah, of course it's a dream scenario, but you do have at least the king high potential to hit a nut flush.
Jack 10, 7, 2 spades on the board, and does have the nut spade blocker in her hand, so she can at least have that information to go along with her aces and the backdoor low draw.
Wayman with the open ender.
And the queen comes in. Ace king
And
is
Scott.
Broadway.
Wayman's got the hand to contend with here. 2 pair.
5 blank city on the river. No low in sight. Ace king is currently the best hand.
And just checks. I would have imagined that she would have value bet there, you know. Not sure what the exact number would be, but you know, somewhere around half pot, something that might get somebody who has a queen high straight, king high straight, something like that to call.
You can see her frustration. She said she was playing the aces, but then realized that she had Broadway. That would actually, if she was the last person to act, she would actually incur a 1-round penalty. So she's very lucky that she wasn't last to act.
She was not last to act.
See, now they're talking about it right here.
If she was,
Mike,
you can tell, like, yeah.
very astute.
She was the blind.
Hard to get one past him.
Mike's on it.
You can have the nuts and get quartered.
Got the nickname Quickie Mike
If it's only high, only nuts,
due to his high variance
Right, but
tactics in certain situations, but very sharp, very, very good Congress player.
for that
Not afraid to get it in.
You would have never got it from.
It was my dangler.
10, 20 guys.
I was playing ace, ace, deuce, 3. Oh, thanks the dangler.
God.
Well,
You're gonna get shit for that when they see it on TV.
you know that.
You are
I
really.
get a lot of shit. Like
Your phone's blowing up.
Nah,
It's like 15 minutes ago.
and it's all right. It's all right. It happens to the best of us.
Paul Torre, the last to act penalty is in any tournament. If you are the last to act and you have the absolute nuts and you do not bet it, you will receive a 1-round penalty to cut down on collusion. Correct?
Yep,
Ben?
100%. So the idea is that why in the world would you check the nuts last to act unless you're trying to soft play the table and make it easier for the other players at the table to play?
Old J-Dub says WSOP got rid of that rule. This is
Well,
news to me.
That would be news to me as well.
Also don't play in WSOP events, so not the
We're going to see Queen 10, 6, 2 heart board here. 2 pair for Myra. She's all in.
Wayman may just have the equity to call here with the rundown.
He is connected in a way where he has a pair along with the straight draws in his hand. If he hits any 7, 8, or 9, he will have a straight.
I think one of those cards is actually bad because of Myra's Jack 8 there. I think the 9
yes. Oh,
would
yeah, the 9
perhaps.
would give her the queen high, and he would have the 10 high.
However, 8.
In his mind. And
yeah,
those
right,
cards are
right. So definitely a difficult decision here, especially as you see him flick in the call there. 35K to call. We're going to go to a run out.
All right, we're going to see the all-in. She's going to table the queen 10, are currently the best hand. 5 comes on the turn. I don't believe that's any help here. Jack comes in, gives her 3 pair.
King 9 for
she has a set
Raymond.
of jacks, and king 9 is, ooh, the king high straight, absolutely.
So avoids the cards we were worried about, giving Myra the potential bigger straight from winning in that previous line of thinking, but it's the other one.
I mean, I'm inside.
And Myra, unfortunately, is eliminated in 7th place, but have a great night, Myra. She's going to take $400 home for her time. Have a great night. You had a great tournament. I'm sure, unfortunately, it wasn't the result I'm sure you wanted, but the result you're going to get. See you next time on the streets, TCH.
I know it was. Oh, no, I know.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. You're welcome. Thank you. I was about to have to make a tough decision.
I like J-Neb's point that, I guess, is technically Daniel Negreanu's point that complaining that you might want to check back at the end just to see how somebody else played that hand. Because if you're forced to bet the nuts, obviously that person, I mean, that person doesn't have the nuts because you do, and more than likely they're going to fold. Then you don't get to see how they would have.
I mean, I think it's an argument. I don't think it's...
Yeah, it's definitely like a lawyer kind of thing,
Yeah,
you know, picking and choosing, interpreting.
Like if you think long-term value like that is better than just trying to get some value out of the nuts. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, there definitely is an argument there, but
I like it the way it is.
Wayman with the bunch of suits, pocket fours, some low cards, no ace deuce to be found. Gonna get some calls. We're gonna go 4 ways here. Board will come 8, 7, 7, and just like that, Mac flops 7s full of 8s.
Very interesting equity calculators over there to just pretty much flop everybody dead on the high side of things. And
oh, quad 7s.
how about even more so?
Mike, the only one drawing, well, currently has the best low draw. He's not the only one drawing live here. Both of them will get out of the way. Wayman is in there as well.
So Wayman's going to need a low card here
Any low card.
to get half of it back.
Any non-fiber tray. That is not it.
You got quads.
An ace for half the pot.
Mac will take it down. Get a little bit of money through Wayman. Quads are pretty good. Quads are pretty strong.
Better you get nothing. You fold everybody for a good check.
Yeah, but if I get chopped, wind up.
You're gonna take the chance.
You gotta take a chance to double up there.
If you have a quad, you have to take the chance.
I didn't have quad on the. I was talking about on the flop. Oh, on the flop you could have. That quad, I think
That's why I said on the turn, you have to check.
Yeah, I mean, you could have bet at any point and got called by a low draw.
No. Yeah. Not it. Yeah. I did. Oh, we go. Raise for your flop. Yeah.
Blinds are still 10,000, 20,000. Wayman's got a suited ace with ace tray. Oh, and
Yeah, just
whoopsie.
nobody saw anything.
Mike also with a suited ace and some wheel cards. He's gonna go ahead and call. Mac with rags. I'll let her go. And Ann also with some pretty raggish looking cards.
She's going to be one to play deuce to 7.
That is absolutely true. How about trips
And there you
for
go.
Ann?
I remembered I had a deuce. I remember I had a deuce.
She takes it down.
Remember you had the next side.
Blinds going up.
Just like that, we're playing 15,000, 30,000 now.
This effectively puts everybody in between 10 and 15, yeah. Or, I mean, not 10 and 15, 3 and 15. But you get the idea.
You can wait 30 and be just fine.
It's gonna be a nice comeback, but
The initial pot's going to be 105,000, so
Chips are in
pretty
play.
much
They'll
if
be gone next hand.
you're raising it, you're getting it all in there.
as long as you play the right hand. You have to get lucky, but you have to play the right hand.
That's the second time he got me like that.
Oh, you got yourself.
Peter Bickerton with a sub on
You got
YouTube.
yourself.
Thanks so much.
I didn't even put a bet
Welcome
in.
to the team.
I let you just blast away. When I called the turn, you thought you had the best hand? Jack 6-5.
Spoon with ace king suited and ace tray. It's good enough to raise. He's gonna pot it actually. Mac's gonna release his ace king with no low. Well, not a good low. Ace 8.
Emergency.
Emergency. Quite an emergency low. Wayman does not have a suited ace, but he does have wheel ones. He's just gonna release. Doesn't want to get into a big pot.
Very
Get himself into trouble.
gap-toothed hand. Ace 3, 5, 7.
He's gonna make a joke. Decided not to make the joke.
I had dominant spades.
Very gap-toothed hand indeed, and Spoon will take down a big one. These blinds are getting pretty deep here, so that's a nice thing to be doing here. Just take it down blinds.
Action Tracker Tyler earning his paycheck tonight. 5-card Congress is quite a lot more to do on the back end than it is just normal no-limit hold'em. Throw tournaments, chips, and blind structure into that just as a whole nother can of worms.
I checked back the turn.
Yeah, you check back the turn, yeah.
I had aces and a jack on that hand. Describing? Yeah. I had aces
Oh, you
and a
did?
jack. That was one, there was one ace, and I had a jack also in my hand. Wow. Can't make that up. Actually, would have caught it.
Spoon, not a great hand here. He's gonna go ahead and release. We're starting to see a trend here. What hands are more likely to be played than what not. It's a good-looking high-only hand there from Jeremy. And the suited ace, the emergency ace 8. He's gonna try and play a high hand here. And Mac's gonna go all in with the aces.
He has no problem playing a high hand as well.
Aces with an ace tray, also suited ace.
Looks like
Two
Mike,
suited aces, double suited.
looks like Mike's trying to make a stab at just the pot odds. Hasn't seen a pot where there was potentially, you know, dead money out there, or more to win than just the blinds and the initial raise. So
No offense.
wants to see if he's got a piece of it.
Action on the side, guys.
Let's do this. There's plenty of wood.
We will go all the way down to a, let's see, Mac is going to go all in here. There's still some side pot action between Mike and Jeremy. They will go check in the side on an 8-high flop. 4 comes in on the turn, brings in a Badoogie on the board.
That's going to give Mike the nuts currently. And he's still got the nuts for the high and for the low. The 3 counterfeiting Max Ace 3. He turned the nut low, but the 3 counterfeiting it to give KL Mike the 6 high straight, or sorry, 8 high straight for high, 6 high low. Scooper.
Mike will scoop it up and eliminates Mac in 6th place, who earns himself $1,175. Mac, have a great night. Enjoy the cash. See you next time here at Texas Card House in Dallas.
That's what I was saying about Mike. The hand he had wasn't necessarily the greatest Congress starting hand, but he's not afraid to get it in there.
Yeah, Jeremy.
It's kind of going
What's
this
going
way.
on, Jeremy? Can you over there by yourself?
Could we ask for a reshuffle of the table? It's everyone to the left of Jeremy.
Jeremy.
They're saying Jeremy is an omen. Anyone that's on Jeremy's left is just released from the tournament.
By that logic, Ann is next.
Can I move over and play that?
Where'd Myra go? Myra, no?
Jesus.
You can't.
Myra, where did you go?
Yeah, we're like 5 to 5 here.
Well, it's not necessarily changing seats. We're still in the same order.
Where did Myra go?
It's so funny to see like 4 players all next to each other on one side of the table, and Jeremy's just hanging out in the ocean.
He's got all the room in the world. Kick his feet out. Get a massage.
Beautiful hand here for Ann. She has suited aces, ace king, and ace deuce. She's gonna go upstairs. It's a beautiful hand. Queens here for Wayman's emergency low.
At first glance, you may think this is a good hand, but it will get you in tons of trouble.
And you can see he makes the same conclusion, and he releases spoon with jacks, no low. And try and spike a flop here.
Gotta defend. He's got scoop potential. Obviously, he doesn't have a lot whenever it comes to the low, but you know, if you get that middling flop, a good chance to push him out.
Looking at pretty much just aces versus jacks here on this one, and has the low locked up.
Spoon with the snap fold.
Yeah, she's gonna show it. She's gonna show that beautiful looking hand that she has. Take it down. Joey Flag with a sub on YouTube. Thank you so very much. Welcome to the fray. The fray is currently occupied by Bennett Cooper, so welcome.
I had a lot of friends through back on Freddie. Everybody's watching. I text a lot of people to watch.
Oh, did you?
If you guys enjoy a little Congress action on the stream, do let us know. It'll keep us informed of whether or not we should keep doing this on the stream. So any data that you'd like to provide would be greatly appreciated.
She won't know.
She can't make fun of your play.
Rest in peace, Queen of Spades,
I had to have a select audience. That's all I'm going to say.
Her Majesty.
Not the worst thing that could happen to you in the game of Hi-Lo. Pre-flop at least.
And with jacks,
It actually has.
That's the only one that I've ever said.
rags will release.
I mean, you're welcome
Wayman
to
has
steal
ace,
it, but you just have to-
jack,
No, but you
and
can
ace
still
deuce 4.
Put your cards there once they're done, you know.
Good two-way potential.
Or you can just get cards.
We've become very good friends.
I'm just gonna limp in. Mike with a similar hand.
Spoon with tens,
Can I have my money back out on that?
hearts, no call.
Jeremy just checked his option with not much doing.
Let's see a queen, 7, deuce, flop, rainbow.
Get stuck in the rail here on this one. Shit.
So you're gonna notice here the equities are very similar among all players. A lot of their lows are decent draws, but nobody's really got uncounterfeitable draws or anything to write home about. That's why you're seeing a lot of checking.
Mike with currently the best hand in 9-7 with 2 pair, and he does still have the check mark. Also has the nut low to go along with it. Oh, that his check mark is the
Wayman may bet this as he now backs into the nut low. However, anything he puts in, he's going to lose half of. as you can see here, Mike realizing with the non-aggression, the passivity from all the other players, realizing that his 2-pair and nut low is going to be pretty good here.
You're going to see Wayman table his hand in frustration as he does have to only receive. He does only get to receive a quarter of this pot.
And a quick route there, just splitting up half the stack.
I guess I just didn't understand how a quarter meant, or how a quarter looks like on the graphics.
Yeah, because it says split.
Yeah, it says split, check mark, 0%. I just took that as the check mark being the high. I guess it was.
It is.
Okay. I don't know what confused me. That was weird.
Just 4 options instead of 2.
I apologize for my
Just so you guys know, they don't register till all 5 are in.
Oh.
They're not coming up individually.
I see
Once
that.
you get all
That's the
5,
problem.
then it's spread.
Okay, that's why I was doing, when I told you I was single scanning Walmart and it didn't work.
We good?
Beautiful deuce to 7.
I was literally going to say it. I was going to say it.
Number.
That's perfect. That's perfect,
4,
right? Oh, no,
5,
that's number 4. Yeah, number 4.
Something like that. I
75
do bad with those.
for deuce.
I say that as just in the general area.
No, it's better than that, right? 75, 3-4 deuce. And 76, 4-3 deuce. 6, 5,
3 deuce.
3 deuce. Yeah, okay, number 4. Yeah. Mike with a great Congress hand here.
Yeah, suited ace, 3 wheel cards, 3 Broadway cards.
Good enough to stick in a raise.
Excellent.
Spoon. Gonna go ahead and call on the button in position with number.
Oh, if he was playing Badusi there, he had a 7. 7 Badugi along with it.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Oh my God.
An ace 3-4.
Oh, that's the same hand.
Tyler actually sent me a text about this hand. He said that he accidentally hit calls instead of folds. So
Oh, I see.
they were
more
getting
sense.
rid of those hands. They were not limping with that.
That makes a lot more sense.
It would be very contrary to what we've been seeing here with the folding pre-flop.
And here I thought we were actually just gonna get to play deuce to 7 for one hit.
We got an extended look at that hand because of just a little bit of action tracking mishap. But
So did we just see a player have number 4 and like number 5? Is that what that was?
something along those lines.
It was 765, 765, 4 deuce. 3 deuce.
He had
the
4
second one.
Oh, I didn't see the second one. Oh well.
Yeah, there were 2.
Nonsense.
There were 2 nice ones. Stuff to keep us awake
Mike with the ace deuce here.
on this Sunday night here in Texas. And yes, ace deuce here from Mike.
And the looks like he's accumulating a very nice chip lead here. May want to put on some pressure. And in this game, that may not necessarily be raising, but just being in the pot, considering how equities, as you can tell, have been running pretty similar.
Hey, watch this.
Great hand here for Jeremy too. Suited ace and ace deuce tray. And ace king, to be honest. Just kind of has it all. And now he flops.
Very nice
The
Congress
nut
flop.
low here.
Jeremy flopping a 6 high straight and the uncounterfeitable nut low draw, meaning that if an ace deuce or 3 comes, he will have the wheel and a 6 high straight. So very nice hand to pile in money here. Mike with a very, I'm not sure what the correct word is here, but susceptible hand, as you can tell, because the ace coming on the turn actually counterfeits his low. It's where he's playing a working deuce for a 65 low and 2
Jeremy
pair
just
for the
has
high.
the nut low here. Just has the wheel now.
A wheel and a 6 high straight.
So good. Great hand to have here. River comes. It's Jack of spades. No help from Mike. Jeremy here with check mark, check mark.
Mike gonna check it. Pretty much a bluff catch at this point.
ace-5 and 2 pair.
Maybe in that hand, sir.
A working deuce. Jeremy with 5 low. Mike will be playing 6 low.
100.
He's gonna call. See the bad news. Jeremy's got check mark, check mark.
Not quite nut because 8-7 would be a higher straight. However, in this instance, whenever you're playing 6-handed final table of the Congress tournament, that's as close to nut as you're going to get. 6 high straight, no wheel.
I don't know why I couldn't believe in that.
Because I didn't raise.
No, I had ace deuce.
Next player to be eliminated will earn $1,475, followed by $1,750, making its way all the way up to $4,000 and some.
I'll put you on an ace deuce like me.
Right.
Yeah. Trust me on that one. I know. I had to look at the hand again. I had an ace deuce 5-6 also. Second net, look at the top.
Sounds like Mike was thinking in very high level terms there that if Jeremy was in the pot, he was going to be playing ace deuce as well. So he thought that his low would have also been counterfeited, and potentially his 2 pair aces and 5s may have been good for the high. He had marginal hand on both sides and thought perhaps heads up that he could get half the pot.
They are short-handed, so it's not impossible to think that way. Unfortunately, Jeremy's hand was amazing.
No,
So.
but no, I mean, you'd had hit the 8. We both have an ace deuce in our hand, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Three would be the sixth card.
A little better than expected was Jeremy's hand last one. 30,000 to go as it is 15,000, 30,000 blinds here. Each, you can see the stacks here. Each light blue chip is worth 5,000 in tournament chip value, and the purple one's worth 25,000.
Looks like Wayman's going to be committed here. Although I do really like his hand for being committed because it has the scoop potential that I was kind of talking about earlier, where high-low hands have a great percentage of being chopped, but
Ace, deuce, 7 on the flop here. Now all red cards.
Mike going to be free rolling with the 8-5, and it looks like he's going to be hitting a straight there.
Yep.
8 high straight, and he actually has, oh, Wayman has king high hearts, never mind. So it's going to be a chop, nut hearts, and a low.
Chops it.
Stone cold, uncounterfeitable nuts.
Looks like we had a lot of positive comments about PLO on the stream. So that's good. Good to know you guys are enjoying it. Gotta throw that like on there, though. Gotta smiggity smash, friggity frash that like button. Biggity bash, liggity lash that like button. I'll keep going. I will. KO Mike's trying to get it all in there.
Very coordinated hand here.
He did pot it with the suited ace and ace deuce 5.
Looks like Spoon's not willing to release here from the big blind. Gonna at least see what the flop brings.
Got enough to maybe spike a little some, and he fortunately doesn't spike too great. He does have the best hand currently at showdown. I think they're actually both playing ace-8, aren't they?
Currently.
Yeah, currently they're both playing ace-8, actually.
Yeah. Obviously favor Mike's hand here with the ace-deuce to go along with it, the nut-low draw. Even if the deuce comes, he's going to be playing the same low as Spoon, so pretty much free rolling on that hand.
The large bet will take it down from KO Mike. He'll take down the pot versus Spoon.
Spoon correctly susses out the situation. realizing he doesn't have much of either the high or the low, and just chooses to pick a better spot.
That's all.
Especially whenever you see Wayman there with less than one big blind. I don't know if I've seen that graphic before.
Less than a big blind. It's okay. This is right here.
Do you know what hoodie Wayman is rocking?
No.
The Paris Saint-Germain, the soccer team in France.
Okay, I follow.
I'm a fan of football.
Are you?
That's the team that Messi actually currently plays for.
Man, I wish I could get into that. I really do.
It's one of the most beautiful sports, and as far as incorporating like all the countries in the world, can't beat it.
Of course. I think if the United States just had a little bit more of a presence.
Yeah, I mean, obviously other countries don't play football, like actual American football, so it's hard to do like international competitions, but that's one of like the greatest parts about soccer is the international competition aspect of it. What do we got going on here?
Looks like we have Ann with the best of it.
This is a very interesting hand because although it looks like Jeremy may have the best hand with the king, even with the 3-3s out there, Ann is going to take it with just ace-jack high with 3-3s. And Jeremy has king-queen high. So, going to be an unexpected scooper here for Ann.
Yeah.
That's why you get the giggle.
Giggle is definitely warranted, as that was a silly outcome. Any pocket pair there would have been good.
One more free hand. Please.
But if Jeremy were to play as king, he would only be playing 2 pair, kings and trays.
I was actually walking by the tournament tables earlier and saw Ann win a hand like that where the player she was up against had put it all in on the turn with the nut straight. When the board ran out the 3 of a kind and her pocket pair took it with a boat and the nut low over the guy's nut straight. A very brutal way to lose.
Wow.
With the 3rd board pairing card. I'm not sure what the exact verbiage is for that either.
Getting smacked.
Well, like 2 6s on the board. What would you call that 3rd board pair? Board trio?
Oh, I thought you were referring to something else.
Because it's not board double pair, because that would be like 2 different pairs.
Tripping up, I guess. I would probably say tripping up.
The board tripped up.
Board tripped up.
Says let's do it. Why not?
Got a suited ace. Got some low cards in there. Pocket pair. It's good enough to ship it all in there for the 35K. Mike's gonna go ahead and call.
No discounts for Mike. Although Wayman is in for 35,000 and the blinds being 40,000, Mike, you still have to call 40,000.
True. This is true. There'll be a little bit, tiny little bit of a side pot there, and we will go 4 ways. King, deuce, deuce. Jeremy flopping, kings full of deuces.
Deuce is full of kings.
Oh, excuse me. I thought it was king.
I'm helping you before the chat gets to you.
I know it. God. Deuce is full of kings for Jeremy. Still the best hand by the turn.
Wayman picking up some hope here with the ace-4. He's got a low draw to potentially get half of this pot. The side 15K will go to Jeremy, of course. But no low card to be found.
No dice. Full house is going to take it down for the whole thing. Eliminates Wayman in 5th place. So it looks like the ominous, the line of death net to the left of Jeremy skipped over Ann.
It's like the Final Destination movies. When they skip the line, it goes to the next person.
I mean, it comes back. It just comes back at the end of the tournament. Or the end of the movie, I suppose. I've never enjoyed those movies. I really don't.
Yeah, they give me anxiety.
Because you just know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's just how.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah.
And they're like low-res movies, too.
See yourself on YouTube.
Just old.
I'm going to be live on TV.
Mind you, have a different time. That's for sure.
Yeah.
A blockbuster and, movie rentals and the sort.
Thank you.
Get up into some decent payouts here for you know, 365 buy-in tournament. I wonder how
Kelly, you cannot be here, but then I just doesn't want to sound.
if anybody's leaning towards a chop.
3 players had
Trips
3 of a
in
kind in their hands.
Play this one out as Dramaha.
I have a shitty
Have a lot of fun.
I had 3 8s.
We just can't get mixed games out of our head.
Good job, dealer.
It's hard.
It's life.
It's hard once you've played them and know what you know what beats what. It's hard to get it out of your head.
You know how it goes with pairs. Once somebody gets a pair, it's easier.
I heard you guys did play Omaha or 2 Thursdays ago,
Oh yeah, brought that game into the fold.
bringing in the pain.
Everybody enjoys it. So you know, whenever you play certain mixed games like that, you'll have ones where people are just out on it entirely and want to sit out the round. But Omaha seem to get a favorable response from
Would
pretty
love
much
to get an
everybody.
Omaha table at this establishment. If anyone wants to know, I'm ready to answer, but I won't go into it unless someone asks. Jeremy with a great hand, four-handed here, has a suited ace with ace tray and ace queen 10. Lots of possibilities.
I think some of these double suited hands will come into a little bit more importance here whenever you're playing short-handed. Not necessarily, like whenever you're playing 8-handed, obviously you want to have the nut flush, but as we get a little shorter and hand strength becomes a little bit more marginal, what have you, 10-eye flush draw is pretty good.
No. I was going to make him put 88 so that way you at least knew what the actual bet was.
I thought we were still 30. I thought we were still 15-30.
Those rookies, man, I'm telling you.
Kind of kneeling Jeremy there. You only put in 60 when he meant to raise. The blinds are 20-40 at the moment. And they're just giving him some crap. Jeremy, one of the most veteran Congress players in this room. They like to give him a little bit of guff here and there.
I don't see Ann as much as a regular cash player around the room, but the other 3 of these 4 for certain have played hours upon hours upon hours against each other. So, needling to be found.
It's only fair.
Although you see Spoon stoic as ever. Gonna rip it here.
Has a suited ace. Emergency low. Jeremy is, I don't know. That's a good hand to get off the hand call, right? Yeah, I thought it was. I wasn't sure if he's folding or not, but
Might as well for 1.5 big blinds. Potential to ladder up here.
King Jack 2 spades on the flop here.
Spades
come
Somebody had
in.
Spades. I think Spoon.
And King comes on the river. Gotta be reminded of these hands here.
Yeah, Spoon had
Yes.
ace high spades. That's right.
Spades will take it down for the high and get the double up through Jeremy.
You don't get to leave yet. Maybe discipline.
Like it or no? How do I know Spoon's going to win?
Because he's trying to win.
Might have turned out to be a good thing he folded that previous hand. Now you double up and you can play.
Jeremy rocking a great baseball cap style there. Texas Card House logo on it. If you enjoy a little bit of merch, drop by. This is the Texas Card House here. Got plenty of merch on site. I think Streamlabs used to allow us to sell merch. Does it still? I don't know either. I know it used to. Streamlabs don't let me down.
It'll let us raffle them off.
But God forbid we sell a hat. God forbid.
I want to give away a free hat. A lot of hoops.
Spoon's got ace deuce with pocket sevens. He's gonna rip it all in there.
Jeremy with another marginal hand that has the potential to knock him out, but not the greatest one.
Anne's
Not-
got a good
not the
one here
snapper.
too. Anne's got ace deuce with suited ace and ace king 10. She's got lots of flops here she can connect with, but she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to go on a side pot here. And as pretty as the hand is, you never really know. And she's going to try and take some ladder implications here if Spoon can get eliminated. I think that fold was strictly for ICM pressure.
A little bit of a mystery. He's just going to take it back.
There we go. 10-6 tray, 2 clubs here. Nut club draw here for Jeremy.
Pair the board.
Queen on the turn.
There we go. 5 on the river brings him to low. Jeremy does have. Oh, Spoon's got ace deuce. Jeremy has the clubs, so that will be our chop pot.
2 pair. 5s and 3s.
Oh. Damn. Oh, the flop. Oh, it's backwards. That's okay. Weird. The queen is showing on the flop there.
Yes.
I see. I see. I see. Bruce Jean with a sub on YouTube. Thank you so very, very much. Welcome, welcome. Yes, 2 pair will be good for the high. Ace, deuce. Good for the low.
What are they trying to do? They're trying to go.
Trying to go golden.
Jimmy, you still want to go on?
Only 12 big blinds separate the chip leader and the short stack at this table, so you can bet your butt we're going to be seeing some all-in pots here.
Oh. I was going to say I have really bad.
Yeah, pretty much find an ace. Don't leave home without that. And if you can find a suit, great. If you can find some wheel cards, awesome. But yeah, not much playability here with the stack sizes.
You're not like that. There's just some general.
And also being four-handed, you don't even necessarily need the strongest of hands.
Suited ace here with pocket 9s. Gonna get out of the way. We're only emergency low there on that one. And rags. Just gonna try and get in there and try and spike a flop because the blinds are really big. So here we go to a flop. Mike has an 8 low in his hand. It'll come 7-4 deuce on the board. 2 hearts, no player with a single heart in their hand. Now the backdoor spades are applied here. Mike does have spades.
He's got a very nice hand here.
But he does just have check mark, check mark.
Deuce is full and a low, 65. Actually 76, but you get the idea.
Yes, sir.
Playing the 6 and the 5.
4 deuce was good for a full house and takes the pot.
Scooper duper.
Do you prefer scooper duper or scoopy whoopy? If you had to choose.
Scooper.
That wasn't either of the options.
That one. It's like internet talk where they shorten words.
Pull the tube.
Pull the tube. Wow. Like the Band-Aid version better.
It's like filling in half the bubble on a test. Like, you know what I meant.
Turn off the ventilator.
Yeah, Scantron knows.
Scantron knows. Scantron knows best. Oh, God, college. Wow, what a hand here for Jeremy.
Saying Scantron actually may date yourself these days, make you old man.
Do they not do that anymore?
Probably not.
That's probably all
just like
digital
anything
now.
that you did whenever you were a kid in school, they don't do anymore. Jerry with ace deuce.
Yeah, ace deuce and ace queen 10. 3 broadways and ace deuce is heck of a lot to have here. And a suited queen, of course.
I feel like you're going to see Spoon rip it here.
Yeah, yes. To the moon. Maybe. Oh, maybe just trying to get sneaky.
Just counting it out.
Less of a chance that's going to be the case. Jerry's going to go ahead and call the ace deuce. And some broadways.
Jeremy saying, I've had to call you all in 3 times, probably wishing that one of the other players would do it at this point.
It will be an all-in pot here. We will have these hands tabled.
Okay. Jeremy got a better one.
Let's see what's up. Ooh, 10. Yeah, 10-6 deuce on the flop. 2 hearts, 7 on the turn.
The deuce is counterfeited Jeremy's not low to give Spoon at least the not low. I can't quite remember what the highs are, but looks like Jeremy's got it there with tens and deuces.
Yep, 2 pair.
So, chop it up, as our esteemed colleague John has told us.
I would pull the trigger, but it would be Jeremy here to get a half. Maybe make the more high. Oh, Father, forgive me.
No, you was big blind last time.
Chat's been pretty quiet the past 5-10 minutes. Let me know you're alive in there.
There's a lot to digest with this game.
Yeah.
I said, Father, forgive me.
I'm doing better than I thought I would on the fly, but it's hard. It's hard live doing it. I mean, granted, I get to see all the hands there. I probably have it easier than John does down there on the table. But at the same time, it's like 20 cards to look at pre-flop.
I think what a lot of people in the chat don't quite give you guys enough credit for is just how quick. I mean, whenever you have to take into account every player at the table's whole cards, just to even talk about them, there's so much there. Like, there's not even enough time in between the actions and just like over the course of the hand to talk about all the different possibilities and options and what have you. So,
well, shoot.
Obviously, no fault to you if you miss anything because there's too much.
It is due 3.
Mike had an absolute monster.
It's too good.
Too good.
Can't expect anybody to have anything.
Absolutely not. Aces suited with ace deuce tray.
I know. Yeah, I don't want to pull the tube and then this player hit.
Nick from Yuma in the chat. Captain Underbears.
You pull the wire, sometimes it hits you in
Staying
the
with
face.
me. You guys are troopers. It's 12:40 at night here in Dallas.
Yeah, I really don't.
As we make way the last 4 players out of this field. You're watching Big O / Congress / 5-card high-low / PLO 5-8. Whatever you want to call it.
I didn't know
It's
that.
here.
Jeremy said it too. Blame Jeremy too. He said the same thing.
It's not always super clear.
Jeremy in the small blind with a
Very,
little bit of some, but not enough.
very disgusted. Very good fold.
She says, "Come on." Shows the ace deuce queen I saw.
Jeremy limps there and just gets potted on and doesn't enjoy the fact. You know,
Read your soul.
that's why you don't.
Exactly.
And I didn't have anything.
Jedi making himself know that he's alive and breathing.
There's a rebate.
You can't read KO's soul, right?
You got JFY and JMT.
Devils, you have no soul, buddy. You sell so many people already. I don't know where to find you. You're good, go.
I'm like, oh, a hand.
Looks like blinds are actually going to go up the next hand if the clock is to be trusted.
20,000.
Probably be what, 25.50, somewhere around there.
I would actually probably guess
30.60. Just go ahead and jump it up a little bit.
But it could be 25.50. But usually when it gets to the 10,000s, it usually stays in the 10,000s. I'm going to drop the 5s in there. I could be wrong, though.
Oh, I got a good walk, I guess.
Oh, looks like I might get a free hand on this
I
one.
had a better hand.
Oh,
than that.
a free, cheaper
What
one.
I was thinking.
Mike just gets a nice little walk there. The old Benjamin Kirby-Jamin walk.
I was going to ask if that was a Ben Kirby walk. I couldn't remember if a Ben Kirby walk was just a normal walk or if it was a raise and then everybody folds.
Oh, I've heard them say it for both. So,
Yeah, it's just
whenever someone wins without an act, well, whenever the person that wins the pot wins it without anyone else acting. That's what I've been seeing.
See? Mikey hasn't finished the sentence he started in 1973.
Going up to 50 next.
When Jeremy born, Devils is a good soul, bad soul. You born, when I was born, Devils said, here's a fucking competition.
Last hand at 2040, yo. Going 25.50 next hand.
Oh, you're right. 25.50 next hand, said tournament director Travis, the man in the suit. Had jackpot in Jeremy's hand there. Trip 7's no good. And a release with the pocket 9s. Mike with pocket jacks.
How are we supposed to get Spoon's back healed if we don't?
Double suited here.
Oh, she's joining me.
Spoon with a hand that's trying to spike a flop and missed both of his pocket pairs. 3 comes in, gives him an emergency low.
The only problem here is they're actually playing the same.
Wow, they're playing the same 82. And it will be a 3/4 scenario. Mike profiting 20K on this one, as he does have top trips, along with them both having 82.
Spoon would have much rather that turn card been a deuce than the 3. Because counterfeiting him on his low, or not necessarily counterfeiting, but giving him the same low as Mike there is pretty brutal.
Spoon now with 1 big left. I mean, pretty close to 2. He's got 90K.
Essentially.
It's like, what? Actually 1.8 bigs.
So it gives us the less than 1, but it should give us the greater than 1 also. If it's not quite 2.
I think it's fair.
You know, it's like,
Yeah. Got 1.8 bigs. It's good enough for a greater than symbol. It's good. Skullbone making his appearance known in chat. What's going on? The chat reg there. I'm here for you guys. Talk to me in the chat. Ask me questions. Ask Cooper questions. Hey Coop, do you have a seat for the Wednesday game?
not currently.
How about 3 months from now?
Yes.
Okay.
100%. Yeah, with a nice little rundown right here. Chooses to let it go. Spoon folding out a turn.
we poke at Spoon. We poke at all these guys because they're all regulars, and it's late.
Me and Spoon do have quite the history. Whenever I was first learning Congress, I got the better of him in my first, run-ins with him, and ever since then he's kind of remembered me.
Middle set here for Jeremy. Low draw here.
He's gonna check it, and then Mike's gonna oblige.
That's me leaving my ego. Being stupid.
Iron Bite AD in the chat as well. What's going on, my friend?
I think Mike has fallen right into Jeremy's trap here.
His 72 is a live draw, but yeah, he's gonna have to make the call here. It's just priced in.
Hold on, let's get the call.
As you can see, Jeremy's pretty much got the high locked up with a bow on it, and then
yeah, King's full for the high now. Low doesn't get there, so that's the whole thing. Jeremy getting the whole thing, leaving Mike with less than a big blind.
That was the 2 big stacks at the table tangling right there. That's the biggest pot we're going to see. That's going to be possible in the tournament.
Almost
looks like
1.2 million in that pot. Jeremy now the deciding chip leader in this tournament.
Let's see, 50 entrants at 30K. There's 1.5 million chips in the whole tournament.
Yep.
He just won 2/3 of the chips
in play in one hand. Yep.
So I do not see a chop in our future with a man that's as well-versed in the Congress game as Jeremy with the lion's share of the chips. It's going to be hard to pull him off of that independent chip model equity, if that makes sense.
Gannon Myers is a sub on YouTube. Thanks for pressing that button. Cooper, how much does it cost to subscribe to the channel?
It is free 99.
Wow. What a deal. What a deal. KO Mike with some suited cards, all the Broadway variety, and Ace Trey. Actually, pretty great hand here to just get it in there.
Could not ask for anything better with 1 big blind left in the tournament.
Every time John turns his head to the left, I think he's Donovan.
I could see that.
I can tag team on me. I can check it down.
Donovan, another one of our dealers here. All right, Jeremy gonna get in there, and he's gonna check the big blind. It's gonna go Queen, Jack, 5, 2 diamonds, 2 pair here for Mike. Is currently best hand showdown. Now has
Jeremy takes the lead here with the diamonds.
Yep, absolutely.
Stay in the lead.
Yeah, yeah. Diamonds still are good.
Low.
And, yep, no low at all to be found. Diamonds will be good. Eliminating Mike in 4th place.
Not necessarily collusion there, but check to eliminate. Neither one of them having Ann or Jeremy a very strong hand to try to bet there. But very good game to Mike.
You said I have nothing.
Cashing out for $17.50. GG's. We'll see him in the cash streets later on, I imagine.
I know you got ICM.
Jeremy's asking for ICM now because if they did an ICM chop, he would get more than 1st place to be awarded.
He was saying that you get ICM to Spoon as a much larger stack was given away right in front of him. So.
I guess that makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Jeremy, not that mean.
Dead big. That's a new one for me.
That's a win-win-win for all of these 3 players. Both the short stacks getting a nice little ladder up, and the rich getting richer with Jeremy.
Jeremy, 2 pairs in his hand. Great drum on hand.
Just kick the 5 out. 1 card option.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Love me a good 1-card option. Caniacs with the sub on YouTube. Welcome. Thank you so much.
I think at this point, Jeremy's pretty much going to play almost every hand as long as it's not complete rags, considering how much of a dominating chip stack he has.
Spoon's all in there for 65K. He's got 4 cards to Broadway. The suited 10-7. Emergency low in the 71.
It's actually quite good on the low side of things as far as the hands play out right now.
Absolutely. 10-8 deuce, 2 spades are here. No player with
middle
2
set
spades.
for Jeremy.
Absolutely. Set is currently good for the high.
Spoon's not completely dead as far as the high side goes. He's got a gut shot here and a pair. It's a bigger open ender. It's not going to hit it.
6 comes on the river. Does not work out, but he does get the 71 low.
Chop it.
Set of 8s and a set of kings.
Spoon just trying to go home. It's not quite working out for him. He's back the table. He was not happy that.
Hey, you made a low.
And it wasn't because he didn't scoop it that he was upset. He was upset that have to continue.
First chop goes to high, second chop position.
Now I'm a low chip. You and I both. Yeah.
He'll trade you right now.
Things I can't allow in tournament.
Chip trade. And I'm trading with Jeremy. You pick yours.
Things I can't allow it in a tournament.
The white elephant chip exchange.
Travis with the jokes.
The white elephant tournament.
What are you going to get for the white elephant?
Okay, but
Obviously you're not.
I don't want that, so
But I'm assuming
I'll
since
take
it's
your
used,
stack
probably
instead, and you can have mine.
I just said it without having any
Broadcast that to the world.
thoughts of how it would actually play out. But yeah, no, too much to think about. Just
Yeah.
leave it.
White Elephant in itself is a confusing game in a simple concept. When applied practically, it's actually a pretty confusing game.
I'm going to steal your chip stack.
But why can't I steal it back? Because that's
it's
the
been
rules.
stolen 3 times.
That's the rules, Cooper. You can't steal it back. See, it's just doesn't make sense.
Oh, Jeremy here with the a hand that you always love to see a walk with. 3 9s, Queen 3.
Blit.
Yeah, but you were much. That's true. I had a monster.
If you have a monster, I'll do it.
I'm sure Spoon would be just all right doing a all-in flip here.
I would think that, but he folded from the small blind. I mean, his hand wasn't, very good for
the jack bottom of the range, but that's okay. Maybe he got. Oh, okay. Well, he's got double pairs here. He could try and just spike it. He doesn't like it. He's still got a. This is his free one.
Yeah, it's pretty much committed on the next one. He's just gonna wait for the next one.
Jeremy with kings.
Commit it.
And 6s.
Okay.
He's all in, going up against Ace King with the suited king and Ace 5,
King,
8.
5, 6. King, 5, 6. How much?
And we'll be hoping for a low board here. Jeremy hoping for the high.
You had 2 8s and 2 8s.
Set of 6s for Jeremy.
Pretty good. 3 comes in on the turn, and the 4 brings in the straight on the board, but that does not matter in PLO so very much.
And
Although, Anne does make the 8 high straight with her other 2 cards.
the runner,
Got 5, 8.
she did not, or actually she did pull up low with the ace 8 on the flop. And then, yeah, 4 on the river brings in the 8 high straight.
Wow.
Scooper duper. And puts herself in a great position to take second.
I mean, you got to go runner to win a tournament, right? At least one time.
At least once.
At least one time. So, bada bing, bada boom, runner.
I gotta get lucky
Oh,
occasionally.
you don't have a choice in that spot. You got to put your money in and hope.
Yeah, there's a punt and a prayer.
Yeah.
Spoon in the big now. Pretty committed. Gonna have to go with anything here.
Yeah, he's only got 20K behind, so even if he doesn't put it on this hand, it will go in next hand. So imagine
Might as well try and just get the most bang for your buck.
it'll be on this one. And gonna get a scan here, just see what Jeremy's folding. And gonna go ahead and commit spoon here with another ace deuce.
Spoon got a hand here, very similar to the last one, jacks and 6s, and with just a beautiful Congress hand here. But Spoon's got a lot of scoop equity here.
Let's not.
Comes King 5, 7 now, and has outflopped with Ace King. Still the best hand. Come to the river. Ace King is good. And Spoon is eliminated now in 3rd place. Spoon, it's been great to see you on the stream. Have a fantastic evening. We'll see you next time. These players now playing heads up.
My only goal was to knock you out. Wish me luck.
Playing for 1700 effectively here in the heads up match. See if Ann can mount the comeback.
Beautiful thing about this is
Prize pool for this was $10,000, buy-in being $365. Had 50 entrants today, totaling a prize pool of $15,000. I don't know if I've ever seen heads up Congress before.
Very interested. I know I haven't. I mean, I've done degenerate things heads up at the end of a night before, but I've never like watched intuitive poker.
Playing a 5-card game heads up, I would imagine. I've said this a couple of times tonight already, but like the equity's running so similar that you almost have to see a flop. I mean, obviously Jeremy raising there. You know, there's hands that don't stand up well to pressure pre-flop, even heads up, but you can't be that far behind. Just like with a lot of things in this game, you like to see a board, you know, evaluate before you start piling the money in.
Yes, they are. I wanted to make sure. I'm like, oh goodness, one has to drive me home.
I busted out your poker husband.
I heard. I did too on the second bullet.
Jeremy said I busted your poker husband earlier. She says, yeah, that's nice. I heard about that. So did I on my second bullet. That's hilarious. That's truly funny. Jerry's gonna go ahead and raise to 100K, and with the Queen Jack 10 with an emergency low, just gonna release. Gonna try and really pick a battle here. Try and find something a little bit more equity against most hands, or at least most raising ranges. if you guys are in the Texas area, you can find yourself in a very nice no limit tournament coming up in our Houston location, December 15th through the 19th. That's going to be in Houston, Texas. It's a $250K guarantee with bag bonuses. If you bag any single day one, you will receive $800 cash. If you bag multiple days, you will receive $2,000 cash. And then you'll be able to play on that Sunday the 19th for at least $250,000. So find more information about that on Poker Atlas under any Texas Card House location. You can find all the details there. Otherwise, you can go to texascardhouse.com. And here with a beautiful hand here, suited ace and ace deuce tray 4.
Jeremy with quite the conundrum.
We three kings. I'm going to say hasta mañana.
Reluctantly let it go up against Ann's hand. That
Yeah, move that 7
it's
down
going to be
like
pretty
that.
hard for 3 kings to flop well.
Heads up and, oh, 4, we snap. We get it all in.
It's my fault.
It is obviously your fault.
I accept.
Well, it ain't the tides.
I'll give you a 4.
That's true. So it's pretty well. But you
I mean, at this point, I gotta find
Yeah, for sure.
pick and punch.
I'm not, it's hard,
It's like when you
I'm not a big fan of pairs, but heads up in that spot. King, ace, king, queen is.
Yeah. Now my pick and punch is good there. Okay. Much quicker when there's like 2 of us you're dealing to. I'm just saying.
Did I really say Houston location is located in Houston?
We good?
I mean, I'm definitely a little sleepy enough where I could do that.
I got the same thing.
Kind of on autopilot.
3 queens.
I guess that would be pretty confusing if the Houston location wasn't located in Houston.
Pretty 60 are next blinds.
That said, I used to go to events in Chicago all the time where the events would be advertised that they're in Chicago and they'd actually be in a suburb 45 minutes to an hour outside of Chicago. So maybe it isn't the most confusing thing. Heads up play is resuming here for our $10,000 guarantee Big O PLO 5-8 tournament. Go ahead and have each and every one of you with us here as we endure this heads up battle. James going to take it down as Ann did fold on her position.
My own Band-Aid off.
You're not gonna commit.
I don't know what he did. That was a gift.
The betting the flop put him in a bad spot.
Yeah, he was committed then.
375, you only had 400.
Jeremy with over 1.2 million in chips. Could probably pretty much raise anything at this point. And Ann's gonna finally rip it with Rag City. He's like, I mean, you could call. Anything could happen, right? Anything could happen. I think he's going to call us off here. Does he want to call off for $1,700 on King High here?
Oh, I know you will.
No,
you know how
no.
tight I am.
No, it has nothing to do with that. I have a pretty live hand in that spot where
Oh, what do you mean do it again? Like raise with...
raise and fold to that small of a re-raise.
Yeah,
You didn't have enough for me to technically fold.
right. I wanted to talk. You don't want it on the button. Our home games, we put it on the button.
Buttons are just already tall enough.
For real.
Queens with a suited ace here for Ann and ace 4.
Good to go.
Definitely a reasonable hand to play
Okay, next hand we're going
heads up here.
Hot.
Yep, she's gonna definitely go upstairs with this one. Jeremy is going to let it go. His ace wasn't suited. The low cards weren't low enough. Just going to get out of the way.
Good for my age. AARP, here I come. But that means Jeremy's 30.
I'm like 15.
Ow! I think we just got smited.
Got a suited ace here and pocket fours in ace, king, queen. Really just a really good looking hand. Doesn't have a whole much outside of the ace four for the low. But he will take it down as raising is pretty good when you have this much of a chip lead. Heads up. Just putting on max pressure. Seems pretty good here.
Good to go? Okay.
And's in there for the ride. And Jeremy's going to pop it a little bit. Jack 8-7 here. Two pair for Ann is currently the best of it. But Jeremy's going to go all in with a little bit of a low draw. And the low draw would be good. Should it come.
He's also got two backdoor flush draws.
He sure does. And there's one of them. It does not come there. So actually, Ann's going to get the full.
And no low, so.
Yep, full profit here for Ann. She's going to go and double up. Oh my God, they're like even in stacks.
Yeah, the game is on.
The game is certainly on. She had much more than I thought going into that hand. Nice hand there for Ann. We're playing a heads-up match here.
Nice hand, man.
At least now I have rallying chips. I have a chance. Chip in a chair, I have a chance.
I can't get much better hand than that.
No. With a flop kit you peg, so.
It's 104. It's almost time to push.
Clubs as well. Straight draw clubs, and not low draw.
Nose goes. Love it. Love to see that.
I'll take me things to tournament director. He's the one that put the blind level in there.
Blinds are 30,000, 60,000 as we are on hand number 56 of the night.
50 out, I said it's 60, and she said thank you. I said, oh, thank you. And he's the one that put the level in.
120.
Raise. 120. 360.
Ann's got a potted here with her pocket aces.
Double suited.
Double suited. With some low cards in the mix. Jeez, I don't know what Jeremy's got here, but woof.
Jeremy with the mystery hand, but if I had to
It's gonna be a
guess,
fun sweat.
it'd probably be a wheel ace or
Ooh,
something.
nowhere
along that.
near. Sevens with a suited jack.
If he calls here, he's going to be wanting an ace on the flop. However, everyone's going to give Van top set. So this is a tricky one to continue with. However, I do believe if he folds here, Ann's going to be the chip leader.
I think by just a smidge, she is. Just about 50,000 in chips, she is the chip leader.
Something.
The crown.
How the turntables have turned.
All right, office.
Or
It's
now the shoe is on the other table, which is turned. What movie is that from?
I don't know, but it's great. I just thought that was you.
That's Justin Timberlake in The Social Network.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, really?
Yeah, the college girl that he's hooked up with can't remember his name, but he remembers her name, and she was giving him, like, trash.
What?
I was going to say profanity, but giving him a hard time for not knowing her name, but he does. But she doesn't know his name, so he says, now the shoe is on the other table, which is turn.
I love it. It's going to be a call and a check of the option here. We're going to go heads up. Let's go. King, king, 10. How about flopping trips?
And continues to run hot.
It'll be check, check as now she boats up.
Continues to run hot.
Jeremy spiking 5. Gonna try to take a stab at it. He might get slow played here.
Anne's pretty much got this locked up. I mean, the only hand she's got to be worried about is king 10, so.
She is gonna raise it up. And Jeremy's out of there.
I would imagine, whenever we get back, that he does not have cards in front of him. Yeah, however, he's giving a little think to it.
She made a nod of her head, like as if he folded right away. But okay. Thinks about it and then makes the fold. Thinking is definitely always allowed.
Figured my smooth call, you're not calling me, you're not betting the next
Oh, I'm
turn.
caught in the river.
Why?
A full house.
Seth Trotter asked, what's it like, midnight in Texas right now? It's actually 1 a.m. Good morning.
The same full house.
30, 60.
Did a full house there?
No. But I was caught in the river for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
So I should have just moved you?
Yeah.
Working beans.
And Jeremy lets her know right there. He would have continued the story of the strong hand, the made hand on the river had she checked.
Good.
So.
Or smooth call?
Or, yeah, smooth called. Flatted.
Flatted.
Etc.
Blah, blah, blah. Jeremy's going to call and Anne's going to check this time. Rags for her. Rags for both players, really. 7-7-4 here.
And with one of the biggest wraps I think that you can have here.
Yep, absolutely. 10 of clubs comes in on the turn. Now the equity is split 50-50.
Makes her wrap just a little bit bigger.
Along with the clubs. And she actually just takes it down. Not enough to call with, did Jeremy have. Did have the best hand at showdown, but you gotta have something a little bit with a little bit more promise.
Jeremy, you're making me nervous.
Me? You've won every hand. Since you got lucky with that hand, you got it all in.
And hasn't shown any signs of putting it in lights or
Not the hand I was expecting you to put your money
gambling really even. So Jeremy trying to
you called my all in?
actually have something whenever he puts it in here, it looks like.
I had,
Yeah.
yeah. No. But I had such,
Not a hand I'm expecting you to call.
I had such little stacks.
No, not 10 you did. You called 107.
Kings here for Anne.
Very good.
It's gonna actually pot it.
180. Let's go.
Says bingo. Going up against Jack 10 here with some low cards. Definitely some flops that can hit Jeremy here.
And he's got about a pot-sized bet left behind. First act. Let's see.
And oh, top set here for Anne. Middle pair for Jeremy. He's gonna have to get out of the way on this one.
Literally, it's like 9 hands in a row heads up.
Anne is running as pure as an uncut diamond right now. Or ruby. Here, those are hot too. You ever watch one of those like blood diamond documentaries?
I have not.
Pretty cryptic, to be honest.
Cryptic meaning?
Like just dark. I guess just dark. Like how, just how like.
I thought like whenever you say cryptic, like as in a crypt.
Oh.
Like, not like cryptic as in like crypto or like.
No. I mean like cryptic as in just like. It's kind of sorrowful, just seeing how.
Well, I haven't seen the movie, but from what I know of it, it's pretty sad. Or,
Yes.
you know.
The whole situation is
Well,
sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's a sad situation. That's what I meant by cryptic. It's sad to the point of death because they die. That's the They just die in the mines. So that's just what's up. They're dying and doing the things. Why are you giving me that look? I'm gonna make me cry. My dog gives me that look. Makes me want to cry.
Jeremy with a gutter and diamonds. Back to our hearts.
Danilo C with a sub on YouTube. Thank you so very much. He's all in here on the turn with the 10 high diamonds.
Calls 205.
And it's actually going to be a trap pot here. They do have the check marks for both ends. And's got the low. Jack comes on the river. Means nothing. They'll chuppity chop chop this pot.
10 high flush.
But she said nut.
No, I said, do you have the nut? I'm so sorry. Jeremy's like, what the hell? I said, do you have the nut?
And here with aces.
Double suited.
Also double suited. That's pretty freaking good. And has ace 4.
Yeah.
Not much really you can.
Everybody
yeah,
likes
here.
ace deuce, but there's really, I mean, ace 4 is not too far off. Just raise and take it down.
She's taking a page out of Jeremy's book. I mean, granted, she had a good hand there, but I feel like this is going to be the story now. Raise, apply pressure, get him to fold those marginal ones. Hope he gets it in with a 40%er and take her down. See if Jeremy can claw his way back into the chip lead as we make our way to hand number 62 of the night. Jeremy will call. And's going to pot it.
180. Let's go.
Jeremy's in there. Ace high versus king high at the moment.
Both with 7 high flush draws and with hearts. Jeremy with clubs. No other suits to speak of.
Flop comes 2 spades, king 5 deuce. No player with a couple of spades. It's all in. Wow, both players are all in.
Jeremy's got an open ender here and top pair. And's got the nut low draw.
That is no help for the nut low draw. The nut low draw does not get there. So actually, Jeremy's going to win this one with a pair of kings.
Kings and tens,
and
2
tens.
pair.
There it is.
No low. Scooper.
Scooper. Jeremy.
Bring it right back.
There he
Closer
is.
to even. It's about 700 to 900, somewhere in that range.
Talking about Jeremy clawing his way back in, and he has found himself into a little bit better of a spot than he previously was in.
Right PR, you want 5-5? Jim B, you want 5-5? Hello? We're trying to see if we can save the table, so stay where you're at for a second. DM?
Ann's gonna go ahead and see one. Jeremy's got aces suited. Double suited, yep.
Double suited. Kind of emergency low here, but
And will release. Jeremy will take down a nice profit of 60K. Chipping on up. We're down to the last 2 players here on this Sunday evening. Welcome to all of you if you're just joining us now towards the end of our stream. If you've been here the whole time, thanks for sticking around. You guys are the true MVPs. Pocket queens for Jeremy. Has 2 hearts and 2 clubs in his hand.
40% to the steel wheel.
4. Yup. And Ann doesn't have any low cards but 1, so she's going to release with only king high.
Is this your like 5 hands in a row, so now it's my turn again?
No, it's only 3.
That's one.
I've only won 3, and I've only won 4 hands total since we got heads up. First,
No, you bet pot sometimes I told it to you.
yeah, I mean actual.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
An actual hand.
Don't count winning the small pots.
Flop.
Flop.
That's discriminatory.
All pots need love. Deserve.
Pocket trays here.
This will run down.
This is one of those 7 deuce hands that you just couldn't avoid the pairs.
Keep drawing.
Just keep drawing. Draw 1. 1. 1. Fold.
Pretty advantageous or pretty decent flop for Ann here with
Absolutely.
spades and a decent low draw.
Jeremy with top set will go ahead and stick the money in there. Spades are live.
And wondering if her low side of things has any merit here.
They absolutely do.
Floppy here, Jeremy.
That's a spot here for Ann. She's in a much better spot than she probably would assume she is.
She does have the backdoor club. She's got the spades. Obviously, she doesn't know if Jeremy has higher spades currently, but definitely something to think about here with a less than nutted hand on either side, high and low.
It's funny to say that when I say that she's actually not in so bad of a spot when she's currently up against the nuts, as far as not high.
Right.
But the draws that she's drawing to are super live, where she could be getting quartered or drawing dead.
This is one of the ones for Hold'em players specifically to, take a look at, because, you come from playing Hold'em, top sets, big dog, shovel in as much money as possible. But take, for instance, that Ann there, if she has ace-3 of spades with the low, she's actually going to be a favorite to win the hand a lot more than top set is. I think it works out to somewhere around like 70-30. So even having top set, you're a big dog, which is kind of hard to comprehend sometimes.
3-4 spades, and 5 spades, and a straight flush. Woo-hoo. But I'm like, okay, what the hell did I just do?
So, yeah, very good play from Jeremy. Takes it down.
Pocket aces and 7s for Jeremy. One suited ace. We'll go ahead and put some money in there. And just 3 ducks in a row.
Are we on break?
Are we on break? Yep.
I would like to go.
I know.
There's no break?
There's no break.
No break, heads up.
Too many feet.
We haven't had a break since we've been.
Tournament clock's on break.
Take them up to 48 then.
Okay, 48.
Well, let's just see who can hold their bladder the
I
longest,
know.
huh? Well, we both
We
start
didn't, well,
wiggling.
we didn't get a break.
Do you guys need a break? You probably do. No. Let it know.
I'll need a bathroom break.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Producers say no.
No, the producer doesn't need one, but they're not the one drinking.
No. Producer says y'all can.
Oh, well. Well, they feel confident that we're not.
All right, good to go.
Ace deuce with a suited ace here for Ann. She's going to pot it up.
No, more.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. We're up.
Up to 240, I believe, is going to be the pot amount.
Yeah, 240.
Yep, we got it. Jeremy's got pocket kings.
Repot.
Double suited.
And she's going to flick in the call.
All right, they are. Looks like all in to go here.
And at risk with the drawing hand, technically. Jeremy here with the hard hand with pocket kings.
Heads up.
And it's going to take the lead here with top and bottom, ace 8.
King on the river is going to give him trips. Or 3 of our
2
set.
outer and 63 for low. It's going to beat
Wow.
Good match, y'all.
counterfeited low cards.
Oh, yeah, you have covered.
Jeremy takes it all the way down. He was down a little bit towards the middle of this heads-up battle, but he regained his lead, and then he took it all down. GG, Mr. Jeremy, one of our regulars here in the cash side of things. Glad to see him take down a tournament. Congrats to you, my friend. Let's come back to the booth here with Cooper and Benjamin Miney. How the heck are all of you doing? You stuck with us all night for this final table, and thank you so much for being here. Now, it is Sunday, which means the cash game streams are coming all week long now. So tomorrow is going to be 5:10 in Austin, Texas. You can catch us there in Austin. Then you got 10, 25, 50 this week on Tuesday. You can catch us there in Dallas. Wednesday also in Dallas is 5, 5, 10, no limit. You can catch us there. And Thursday is 2, 5 in Austin. So, and then of course this Saturday is the final table for the $20,000 guarantee, no limit. Final table tournament, blah, blah, blah. This Saturday. Guys, it's been a great tournament from the booth here in Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much to Travis, our tournament director. Thanks to the players. Thanks to our dealers and great staff. Mr. Tyler in the back room, running the action tracking from Ben and Cooper. We're out of here. We'll see you next time on TCH Live.
The bad beat is coming back. And just like last time, everyone is going to be a winner. That's right, if you're in any Texas Card House location when it hits, you get $100 cash. And with each day crossed off the calendar, the bad beat hand gets easier and easier to hit. So this winter season, why not get out of the cold and be playing poker at Texas Card House? Houston, Dallas, Rio Grande Valley, or Austin. No matter which poker table at Texas Card House you sit, you can and will win when the bad beat hits. We will give you cold, hard cash, $100 into your hand. Tens of thousands of dollars were handed out last time. Don't get left in the cold with Texas Card House.
Hello and welcome to From the Felt. My name is Ryan Crow and I'm your host. And with me I have Mr. Bill Hewer out of Houston, Texas. How are you doing?
Great, Ryan. How's it going?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Inside TCH Live podcast. I'm Ben Kirby alongside Greg Potter here. We're here to talk about all things TCH Live.
All right, ready? Here we go.
Like caught off guard by
I recognize your voice. Like I recognize both of your voices, and I'm like, I've heard that before. Yeah. The same thing people are thinking when they hear me or Brad, or when they hear you speak at the table. They're like, man, I hear him speaking all the time, and he's right.
And it's a strange phenomenon because it almost like we feel like we know you or know.
Like some guy like shakes my hand and hugs me, and he's like, man, such a fan of your vlogs. Been watching from day one, and I'm like, what's your name?
A stranger. You're a legitimate stranger.
I mean.